Howdy everyone, hello and welcome back to more of the Imperium Cup. I am the Black Shadow, and welcome to the Wildcards. It is time for the second chance rounds. The groups are over, and everyone that scored 3rd and 4th place in the various groups get a second shot to try to make the quarterfinals. We have 10 free-player games. It is straight winner-takes-all qualification into the quarters, and these should be pretty good. This is Fixture F. Featuring Feztijn, Sychry, and Merrlish. Sychry, of course, you know I have been heavily promoting throughout the tournament. You might call him my spirit animal. Might not be too far off the truth, but regardless, we're going to get ready to crack on here. So, not a lot of players have a lot of experience. I still have not put his GM here. Not a lot of players here have a lot of experience with playing free-player games, so I suspect that's probably going to add somewhat to the chaotic nature of these games. So that's really good. They still haven't. Hold on a sec.
Oh yeah.
I need GM, please. I can't see what you're doing.
Oh,
right, thank you.
Gotcha.
There you go. You're there eventually. There. So we're gonna have to go pretty quickly here. Here's the Imperium row here. So we've got Smugglers, Fops, obviously pretty strong. Sarko Infantry, Imperial Bashar, Sardaukar Legion, Guild Admin. Not the greatest Imperium row in the game that I've ever seen, but Guild Admin will be popular. Smugglers, Fops will be very popular as well. And Bashar is a bit of a funky card to use, but always pretty decent. And our techs, Flagship, Training Drones, and Troop Transports. Those last two, incredibly powerful here. Hundro got first pick here, took Challenge Shares, declined to take Bypass Protocol, which is what he put down on the bin here. But we had Baron in 3rd spot, who has taken, first player I've actually seen to not take, just the Smugglers, Spacing Guild, and Fremen. Which is curious, maybe a little shift in strategy, considering it's free play. It's going to be harder to defend a line, especially with Tessie Vernius in play, as it turns out. Who was taken afterwards. Definite counter pick here. Tessie very strong in free player games. And then we have got Hundro as an early pick here. Who's going to be looking for Challengers is a pretty good start. You know, that's a point. You're going to pick that up somewhere. So we're going to try and hit a lot of money throughout the game, which you're going to get, really. Because it's free players, you're going to be getting a lot more interstellar shipping over the course. Reminder, of course, as well, that it's a free player game. Everyone starts at 0 points, not 1. The bonus point you get for having 4 player games, that is removed for free players, and you must find all 10 yourself. So we're going to get this underway here. We have the smuggling skirmish with Solari on the side here. And interesting starts already. Hundro going forward space as you'd expect. Tessia doesn't draw the greatest hand in the world. Interesting she goes smuggling first. He's going to hold on to Seek Allies, which I think's fine. And then next turn, she will be looking to hit up Fold Space and then Signet Ring, surely, to get secure the area. Baron picks up a Diplomacy card with Seek Allies, so Hardy Warriors looks very tempting. It's not a great early combat, I don't think. Finding the skirmish here. This isn't what you really want. Both were after the influence bump one, but did not turn out or victory point, so bit awkward for Baron. But you feel like Hardy Warriors, you kind of want to be using it anyways. You want to try and get access to spacing and shipping as quickly as possible. But he might hold out here. As he's going to do, I think he's going to assume that next turn Tessia will hit Fold Space, and then he's going to use his Diplomacy to hit Hardy Warriors on a better-looking combat. Looks like that's what the plan is here, so just going to go well for the time being. Now we're going to start getting troops deployed into combat here. Hundra has both his daggers. Just one for Baron and Tessia. Goes to Carthage, so will re-pull his Bypass Protocol, as no one else took it yet. Now, it's going to be very interesting to hear how players negotiate combat here. This is a free-player game, so combat works very kind of, like, differently here. It's a bit more PvP-ish. It's not a case of, like, in 4-player games. 2 players might decide to go to war with each other, which means that the next turn you got 2 others that will kind of destroy each other. In this one, say, you know, if Hundro and Tessia go to war, Baron just picks up the spoils next turn super cheap. So that's going to make combat very complicated in this one, and people are going to have to kind of see how they're going to play this. There's no beast in this, so no one to kind of like break a bit of it. If it starts cycling a little bit, like one player commits for the win, someone else limps into second place, that's fine. There's no third place rewards for combats. They do not exist. If you get third place, you get nothing. As you can see here with the resolving conflicts here. Only first and second play. You only get third place if player one wins and 2 and 3rd tie. That's the only situation third place pays out. Other than that, nothing. So you must be careful with that. So just the one deploy here for Hundro. Doesn't want to heavily commit into this one. Says he's going to pick up the water here, which is solid. Probably will put in 2 troops. I would imagine we'll see. Yep, and does. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Baron wants to do here. Signet Ring, he'll surely want to use here. Might go Arakeen. Has 3 Persuasion to buy currently. So I think Arakeen looks good. You want to probably look to pick up Smuggler's Thopter. So Arakeen will give you the redraw here. And, you know, you're not guaranteed to hit... you don't want to hit your Diplomacy. That would suck. But you're looking for, like, your Doom card, which he does fine. That's perfect. That's what he wants here. If he hits his Diplomacy, that's very tragic. Or his other Dagger, which also would be awkward. And finds Rapid Mobilization. Now, that could be very strong later in the game. It will hold that for now. But that later on in the game will surely have some value. Now, does he want to deploy troops into this? How much does Baron value this combat here? Again, remember, there is no third place victories here. So I suspect Baron's also conscious of the fact he needs to keep 2 troops in. He is preparing for Hardy Warriors next turn. But it's just to see if Tezia ends up getting in there first, knowing that it's probably coming here. I'd be curious. So, Hundred's gonna reveal for 2 here, which is not going to be enough. Picks up Guild Admin. Ooh, Bounty Hunter turns up here. I would be very tempted to pick that with Bypass. Bounty Hunter's it's not so strong, I guess, in a free-player game, but it's still handy. But we'll leave that be. Tezia will reveal for a Dagger. Temporarily put her in front. She has a couple to buy. She might well pick up Bounty Hunter here, I suspect. We'll see. Or could go Liaison, but I suspect Bounty Hunter will be the pick. Chance to make some money. It's never bad. But might go Liaison, thinking Spice later on. Spice must flow builds are definitely more viable in these games because you tend to go through more rounds. And then here we are. So 4 for the Baron, who surely will pick up Smuggler's Thopter here, I would imagine. I can't see how he doesn't. Unless he's going to go off the beaten track here. But Smuggler's Thopter is like the standard play. It does do so. Spice Hunter turns up. So that's going to resolve here. So it's going to be free Solari for the Baron and for Tezia, who, I tell you what, in a way, I think they're happy with that. I think they will happily accept taking second spots and tying that up, then taking the cash. I think they'll be okay with that. And Hundro scores nothing. Yep. So just working it out. They get the tie. And that is that. All right, then. So next turn. Now, what does Tezia do here? Does she fold space, or does she go Hardy Warriors and block Baron here? Curious to see what the plan's going to be. This is going to be very interesting. We pick up Desert Power. This gives more credence to actually going Hardy Warriors, because you're going to be water neutral. Basically, whatever happens, you will get your water back, so you can continue to kind of surrogate hostage the Great Flat here if you want to do that. It's awkward. Like, you want to go fold space, but you must know that Baron, what he's going to do here. You must know what Baron's attempting, what he's planning here. You know, and Sychry, I think Sychry's probably wise. It's trying to work out what's more valuable here. Everyone's going to peek everyone's freaking deck here. It always amuses me. Always amuses me. It depends on how you want to pivot here. You've got Signet Ring and you got Diplomacy. You're going to use both cards. Now, you go Fold Space and you could go Signet Ring, and you could definitely secure access to the shipping here. But do you want to stop the Baron having his way with this combat here and kind of make it awkward for him with combat? He's not be able to deploy easily here. I think you can go both ways. Fold Space is probably standard. But it would be an interesting sidebar here to see. Most of the side going Signet Ring first, maybe to, like, Mentat or something. No one has any spice yet, and as I say, Troop Transport is an unbelievably powerful tech. No, looks like Tessie is just gonna play standard here. Just gonna take Fold Space, call it a day, which means Baron will hit Hardy Warriors here. He will take the, he will get a bump with the spacing. And remember, his other bump is with the Bene Gesserit here, of course, so we'll not be taking the Fremen bump just yet. It's a bit unnecessarily aggressive. So that takes us to Hundro. Now, Hundro has, again, Signet Ring and Diplomacy, so I would expect to see Hundro probably go, like, maybe Basin here. For the 2 spice, and then look to cash one of those in to go shipping. Got some options. Diplomacy you've got, you feel like you want to use it. No. Now, what is this? Wow. Is he just going to hold Signet Ring, I guess? He's not even going to use it. Okay. I think most people would go, like, Imperial Basin and ship that way. I guess wanting to make sure that Tessia can't get to smuggling here. Again, this is where this free play has become very much more PvP. There's going to be a lot more play to try and stop other people doing what they want to do, whereas in a full play, you kind of focus more on your own game, I think, typically. Tessia will Signet Ring, and she'll obviously duplicit away from the Fremen to take the, whatever you want to call it, to take the spacing point. Just to deciding where you want to place here. Again, this is where it's difficult. Like, you know, Baron obviously is going to win the combat here. So do you want to try and pitch in for second place? It's a water and a spice, which is a very, very good reward for second round. I would be up for fighting for this. But to do that, you'd have to go Carfax. The other option that Tessia has, she could go Great Flat now and take 4 spice. Oh, I see what's going on. Oh, this is actually very clever. So Tessie's going to duplicit away. She's going to take the Spacing Guild, and she's going to use the Spacing Snooper token to discard for the Spice with the dagger, and then she's going to use the Spice to pick up Troop Transports. This is very clever from Sychry. This is a nice spot. Yeah, good find this. I didn't see this one. Very, very nice. Very sharp. Very clever use of the ability there. Very nice. Good move from Sychry. True Transport is going to be very powerful. Very powerful this game. And this gives Tessia some real mid-game strength here. Tessia already looking dangerous. And an early favourite for this one, you would imagine. Again, remember, it is winner takes all. There is nothing for second place. It's not like the groups. No one's playing for points. There's nothing for being the runner-up. It is simply winner progresses to the quarters. Everyone else is out. It's simple survival of the fittest. Selective breeding, you might say. No, Baron's up here. Baron's going to be disappointed by that. He had eyes on Troop Transports as well. I think he was intending to go Imperial Basin and then look to basically probably look to try and get hold of that next turn, but that has gone away from him. So he's going to have to find a different strategy here. Also, bear in mind, he has used his Diplomacy card, which means it's going to be very difficult for him to get access to his Fold Space. That's the problem he has here. Because he went and drew a card on the first round, his Diplomacy is not going to get cycled back in here, and he has no way to do it unless he goes Mentat. He could go Mentat to try and redraw his Diplomacy to get to Fold Space again and redraw it next turn. But that's the downside of Arakeen here. When you just go 5 and 5 your cards, you've always got a chance to pick up your Diplomacy again. But because he didn't find it in his first hand, he's in a really awkward spot now. He has no way to get to Fold Space next turn, which means he is going to be shunted out for a whole cycle, and that's really brutal. Just takes the 2 spice. I would have been very tempted to go Mentat and try to gamble. Maybe find Reconnaissance, then hit Arakeen again, and just try and find a way to get Diplomacy back into your hand next turn, but it's not going to happen. So, Spice for Hundro, who's going to take Sardaukar Legion on the top, courtesy of Bypass, so he'll pay for that. That will be very good for him. He can get a ton of value out of Wealth. Stilgard, the next card to pop out here. Very, very nice card. And we'll get the Smuggling bump here. So he needs to pay all 3 spice that he got, which I think he's done. I'm not sure he did. Because he did 3 spice for 1 water. Where else did he pick up a spice? I'm pretty sure he needs to, I think he needs to lose that. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he only picked up the 3 spice here. Didn't find any spice elsewhere, so he must not have any remaining. And he'll put in 1 to take the nice 2nd place here. So 5 to buy for Tezzy, who will pick up Stilgar. That'll be very nice. Tezzy will be eyeing up, trying to take the Fremen Alliance from the Baron here. Baron with 3 to buy. Bene Gesserit Initiate looks a pretty nice pickup here. Solid workhorse card. Spice Hunter seems a bit exotic. Bounty Hunter's okay. Opulence turns up here. That's going to be of great interest to several players here. And 4 for Hundro, who takes Bashar, so eyeing up potentially some mid-game combats here. That is going to be all for this one. So Baron will take it down for the point in the water. And Hundro gets a very, very nice 2nd place here. Alright then, so round 3 it is. The Great Flat continues to muster up spice here. This is going to interest Tezzy here. Now this is the interest time, so we know that Hundro has got Sardaukar Legion. The players know he's got Sardaukar. Again, this is the problem for Baron here. Really awkward for him. This is interesting as well for, I guess what Hundro's plan is he's going to go to Fold Space, and then ship, take the troops, and then he's going to use Sardaukar infantry basically to deploy them. And he's going to use this as his, one of the tricks with free-play combat is trying to find ways of breaking the combat cycle. It's very easy for, like, it to take turns who wins. If you can find ways to kind of interrupt that cycle, it can be very powerful against other players here. And Sardaukar Legion might be a way to find a way to interrupt that. But Troop Transports also is a potential here. So Baron is in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to have to probably stick out of combat for now. Needs to regroup here. This opening has not gone very well for him. This is a struggle. So he's going to have to get going very quickly here. And again, because his diplomacy was out, had no way to get access to Fold Space here. So I suspect we might see some smuggling with Signet Ring. That would be my guess. Or is he going to tech negotiate? Oh, training drones or Minimic? Training drones is really nice in free player. Minimic's also decent. I think I would have gone for training, but okay. It's always fine. Reveal Spaceport. Finds favored subject with his Signet Ring though, so that's pretty nice. So that's a straight bump there. Baron will take that. So I imagine we'll see Guild Admin. He'll probably trash the dagger, and then he'll up Interstellar. And I would expect we will see Hundro take training drones. Training drones to Sardaukar Legion looks very good. I don't see any other realistic option here. Doesn't have to trash the dagger, but I imagine we'll see this. Hundro can't really turn. He turns down Fold Space. Whoa! Just gonna take the cash out now. Wow! Hundro Moritani turns it down. He's gonna take the bump and do it this way. Okay, curious. Well, I guess, well, Tezzy's going to get to shipping anyways, I suppose. That's a good point. Yeah, Tezzy was already at 2 persuasion here with the 2 influence with the Spacing Guild, so wasn't going to get to... So I guess this actually kind of works. My apologies here. Players know he's got Sardaukar Legion. It is the Mentat combat here, so Interesting to see if there's going to be some jostling for position here for this combat. Not really what 100 wanted to see. Probably wanted to try and get a city here. Pick up some Solari throughout the game. Especially once he wants to pay for his charm shares, but not be able to do so. But that was an interesting way for 100 to go about it. Is one short of getting hold of his Swordmaster, so can't do that currently. Tezia will be up here. Tezia with a plethora of options. How do you want to proceed here? Great Flat is safe. You wouldn't expect anyone particularly. I mean, Baron has a couple of intrigues. It's hard for him to find one that gives him water, but they do exist. There's a couple that do that. But I don't think I'd feel too threatened about Great Flat here. But I would be very interested in getting hold of the spice here. You want to try and get hold of Tex as soon as possible. You know, obviously, Tech Negotiation is currently blocked, but setting that up sounds pretty good. You've got Stilgar as well. You might want to consider keeping the swords to him. So, you got a variety of options. There are worlds where you even consider going dagger to High Council, maybe. But you probably want to get hold of your Swordmaster first, but there's no way to get that unless you go up and down. I guess she doesn't really want to go into Stellar with Stilgar is the problem. Kind of wanted to keep that for something else, but had nothing else in hand, so I guess you're kind of forced to do so. So we'll get the water. I imagine we'll see probably up and down. I would be surprised if she went up 2 here. But might decide to do so. Make a play, you know, and try and pick up the spice. I think up and down feels a little sharper, and just taking it in. You're posing Hunter a question about this combat. You're gonna, although you know he's got Sardaukar, so it's kind of a bit messy. He's always gonna probably get last action on you here, unless you go up and down. I mean, you can go up and down. But the problem with Tezia, she can't take the cash. Because well, it's interesting actually. She doesn't want to take the cash because she's gonna give Swordmaster opportunities to Hundro, but Hundro is Sardaukar, and you'd imagine that he actually wants to use its reveal effect rather than use it for Swordmaster itself. Is it that bad if Hundro uses Swordmaster via Sardaukar? He has to deploy troops with whatever else he's got, and that could be kind of anything really. I would consider taking the cash anyways, and if he plays Sardaukar Legion to get his Swordmaster, then you know, like, he had nothing else, and if he still doesn't take Swordmaster, you still also know that he didn't have something else. So I think if he has his dagger, he has his dagger. That's unlucky. But I actually reckon I'd probably go take the cash anyways, and you put Hunter in a position here, and you put him in a spot. If he doesn't have a dagger or signet ring, he's in a really quirky sort of spot and kind of unsure what to do. Does he take Swordmaster to stop Tezia? Does he just hold on to the reveal with Sardaukar, although it looks pretty awkward? It's a bit weird. Also, by the way, if Hundro puts in any cash, he's gonna get Swordmaster next turn anyways, because of all the combat rewards give money. This is another reason I would go and take the cash now and call it a day. Because if he doesn't get it this turn, he's going to get it next turn before you regardless. So, because he's putting something in. Looks like he is going to cash out here. I think this is the right call. So, free troops. Has troop transports as well. I'd probably put in a couple. Whoops, misclick. I'd probably put in a couple and just kind of pose Hundro a question here. But I would take the cash. Takes the Fremen. Yes, good. Good. Really good decision from Tezia. I like it. And this is going to put Hundro in some trouble here. He's going to be in a weird spot. I'm really unsure what to do. As for deploying, we'll put out 1, which I think's fine. 1 or 2, both are okay. Don't really need to worry about Baron. Baron's unlikely to get involved in this. Baron has his Smuggler's Phopter. Can't do anything with it, so he's just going to reveal that for the spies. Baron, really horrible spot. I would not be totally against Mentat, but it feels kind of rough. Arakeen is possible. If you draw your diplomacy, that feels horrendous. All your Bene Gesserit initiative both are kind of bad, but Mentat I think is better than Arakeen here, so we'll take the redraw. Kind of see what's happening. Try and work it out. Oh, does find his diplomacy. Wow, Arakeen would have been a catastrophe. It's a big card that actually for the Baron. That gives him his options here. So yeah, so now Hundro has to get in here with that. But now you know that he doesn't have any daggers on him, so you know kind of what he's largely got here. So he's kind of forced into it. So now with that knowledge, Tesia can now make a more informed call what to do here. I would like to see probably Steel Suits. I would be totally cool with Steels and just absolutely dominate water here. You'd have 5 water, so you can go to Research Station whenever you want. No one can get Great Flat. That has to be a concern for you here. Got to be a little bit worried about that. Hosting that sounds pretty good. No one else can get to Siege Tiber either, so that's safe. I don't think you really want to throw in a ton of troops. You could also go... I guess you could hit Fold Space and try and certify that alliance. But I think... I like Steel Suits. I like this. I think there's a lot of versatility with this. And it just puts a lot of pressure on characters. Like, great fight you can take when you want. And always being able to just go Research Station when you need to. If you get a bad hand and no one else can get there, is always just kind of nice and reassuring. Or if you get a decent hand, you could always just make a Spice play. And points are points. I don't really see what else you've got here. Wealth kind of feels pretty bad. Secrets feels a bit awful as well. Hardy Warriors, I just don't think offers enough here. I guess you're garrisoning up a little bit. But it's a bit expensive to do it that way. I don't know, you can go both ways. Yeah, I like this. I really like this. I think taking the double water here, I think this is really good. And this just makes life very difficult for other players here. Spice is so valuable in this game to get hold of big techs, pay for highliners, all this lovely good stuff here. And this just makes life very difficult for everyone. So I think this is a nice little versatile move. Do you want to put in another one? It's tricky, but you know that he doesn't have a very good, probably doesn't have a good hand here. I would probably put one in. And just make life even more miserable for Hundro, but he's happy to let Hundro take the victory here. Happy to sacrifice Mentat. Okay, I guess. So Hundro will do his feels bad. Only thing he can do is go Imperial base, and his only option. Tessie probably wishing she'd played the she'd put in the extra troop now, but alas, not to be. She's gonna reveal for 4. Not bad options. Court Intrigue is, I think, a very decent card for Tesia. If you want to challenge for Emperor late game. Spice Hunter's okay. Bounty Hunter's sort of sitting there. I think Court Intrigue is the card for Tesia. If you start stacking up on some intrigues, you can also cycle through them to try and get better cards. But might go for the Fremen Bond here with Stilgar and has a liaison as well, I believe. It's going to do that. Sayadina turns up. Oh my goodness me. That is a sickeningly powerful card on a free-player game. But can't get there. Surely Baron's going to gobble that up, you would imagine. Baron has 5 to buy. 6 to buy. Ooh. Ooh, does Baron go Opulence instead? Interesting. He's got a question. He's got a tricky question. You really don't want Tesia Vernius getting hold of Sayadina if you can help it. Like, that's really scary with the amount of water she's got here. Baron's the only person who can realistically stop her from getting this currently. But we'll see. Anyways, I think Sychry should take Court Intrigue. I think there's enough value and does. It's an Engineer turns up as the next card on the deck. Someone's probably gets value. So 6 for Baron. And Baron is going to commit down Opulence. Is willing to give up Sayadina to Tesia? Is willing to give up Sayadina to Tesia. Okay. That is the decision. Is it the right one? We shall see. And Bounty Hunter take for Hundro is a nice sort of nice backup. So Hundro wins. Intrigue and 2 Solari for both players. Tesia will be happy to see the Intrigue. Machine culture for Hundro, that's very nice for him. Strategic push for Tezia, that's also potentially really good at disrupting Hundro here. And Hundro will start with a Mentat. Okay, so it is round 4. Terrible Purpose is the next combat here. It's not a bad one, but it's mainly the victory point. Water and Spice has a little bit less value than it did in round 2, but still could be under some fighting here. Hundro finds his fold space. He's going to use that straight away to go into the shipment. It's the only card that gets him there, so again, feels a little awkward, and players will hopefully acknowledge that and see something, think, interesting. Tezia will be hitting up Swordmaster at some point. Baron with a bit of an awkward hand. Has been a gesture initiate. Might be able to get himself out of some trouble here, but a little awkward for the Baron. What do you want to do here with Tezia? You've got your Signet Ring. Do you want to duplicit? You've got to choose an alliance here that you're going to challenge someone else for. You can't do it against... Only one that Hundro has committed so far is Spacing. But duplicating away from the Fremen just to take, like, Bene Gesserit influence seems not bad. Or Emperor, whichever one. Emperor would seem a bit of a worse choice courtesy of Opulence. You know Baron's going to be visiting there more often. So, it's a little tricky. I think I would probably be eyeing up Bene Gesserit if you're going to duplicate. 6 Spice available now in the Great Flat. Maybe just picking that up now isn't a terrible... Maybe Signet Ring to Great Flat and duplicate Fremen for, like, Bene Gesserit. Put in a couple of troops, maybe. Oh, no, you've got options. You don't have to put in the troops now. You've got Strategic Push, actually, so you have no obligation to put in troops early. Of course, you want to be shipping as much as possible. Troop transports is such a powerful technique to have. It's so good. You're going to use your fold space at some point. This looks like this is Great Flat. And I would just take the Spice now. I think you're more better off having the Spice and threatening all sorts. You could go Highliner. You just threaten absolutely everything with 6 Spice in hand. You could do anything here. And players know that you're going to go... They're going to have to kind of guess what you're going to do for a couple of turns. But I think take the Spice now. And it means that you're not risking anyone else finding an entry that's going to get there, maybe. Hundro may have found, like, Water Peddlers, or anything. You never know. I think 6 Spice is enough. Hostaging it for, like, 7 or 8, you kind of, like, loses a bit of value. I think 6 is plenty. And does decide he's going to do so. I think this is the right idea. You could just put in 1 and, like, leave Strategic Push on the side. I think putting in 1's fine. I think this is totally okay. Ooh, she's going to put in 2. Don't know if I like that. Interesting. Very interesting. We'll see what the plan is here. So Baron's got a very awkward hand here. Baron really wants to find his way to Swordmaster ASAP, but he's going to struggle to find it. I don't know where his money's coming from here. He has no Mentat. He still pays it for the redraw. Is he going to do that? He's sure he just realised there's no Mentat. Oops. Like, there are occasions. Like, I have made plays before where I have gone to Mentat to buy a card, even when the Mentat's not even there. I have done it before. But it's so rare. Yeah, he suddenly realizes, oh, there's no Mentat. Oops. So, yeah, I think that's yeah, this is where it gets awkward now for Baron. And now people are looking, why do you want to draw cards here? Baron is in trouble early on here for Fez. He's in a really awkward spot. Tezia's looking dangerous. Hundra's looking pretty solid. Baron distinctly in third here. Even though he's ahead on points, I think his later game chances are very awkward currently. Needs to make a decision how he's going to try and win this game. Now, Guild Administrator has turned up on the Imperium row. I like this. I think this is a good play. Good Ambassador even turned up here, so that could be a way to try and get some points here. This is going to be a double card draw, which is what he really wants. Picks up Recon. And picks up his Opulence. Okay. That's a good card to find, though he can't actually do anything with it as far as actually playing with it is revealing. He's never going to be able to reveal that for the Solari currently. So I guess he's just going to hit Wealth and just take a ton of cash here. It also pays for his Swordmaster, so I guess that's fine. So that's a breeding for Hundro. He's going to start getting rid of some of his worst cards, so Dune is gone. Draw a couple. Hundro will be looking to deploy here. He has got Bashar, so he's going to look to try and take this one down, surely. It's going to be difficult for Tezia to hold, unless Tezia decides to commit. So Tezia surely is going to go for Swordmaster. Now, the question is, do you Dagger or do you Signet Ring? I'd Signet Ring, I think. I'd save the Dagger. I don't think... I would rather keep... You're not going to buy anything particularly in the row. Although, of course, you've got Saiyadina who's tempting. But I don't think you're likely to... it's all to 2. You Dagger in Fold Space, like, you sometimes get the free. And you pick up Saiyadina. But the odds are someone's picking up first. You're going to get 4 for, like, Guild Ambassador or Chief Admin. I think you're struggling. I think you'd use the Signet Ring here. If you're going to go to it and just start duplicating. You know, take down Fremen and just make a stand on another faction here. And just threaten the double bump. So you got to do with Tess, you just got to threaten all sorts of things of her. Is going to use the dagger, so Signet Ring's going to be held here. So hoping to make a purchase. Holding up Saiyadina. He's going to be the Wealth. Nothing else to do here. We'll take the 5 Solari. End the point. So, Swordmaster getting prepped up. Merrlish now with the next decision. Merrlish has 7 Persuasion currently. Does not have enough cash to make his way to High Council. Haga Basin with Signet Ring looks pretty good. I don't see anything wrong with that play. Get your bump. Get your bump with the smuggling. Whether you want to cash it or not, I don't know. You're not obliged to. You might decide just to hold it on. And then you're going to have 4 swords worth of strength with Bashar and Dagger. Get 2 troops in. That's 8 strength. 8 strength might well be enough to win this combat. And you have another turn still, so you still have options. If Tezia retaliates by sending in more troops, having a look here, then, you know, so be it. But if you just put in 2 troops and, again, taking second place, it's not a bad second place here. And you're denying the Baron from getting it for cheap, which is really hurting him. He's not getting any of these second places currently, which is really being a problem. Eyeing up Carthag. Going Carthag. Wow, okay. Carthag it is. So gonna just roll with the intrigues. Picks up Water of Life. Very, very strong. Doesn't have any way to do anything with it currently. So looks like he's gonna make a challenge for the combat here instead. He's gonna put in all 3, I would imagine. He's gonna try and take Terrible Purpose down. Has got an 11 card deck, not too chunky. So we're just asking Tezia, how do you want to respond? You know, what do you want to do? How do you want to proceed here? I don't know. False Place seems the obvious play. Highliners is there. Do you really want a Highliner now? It's round 4. Tier 3s come in a couple of turns, but you're going to be last to act when it kicks in. So, and I suspect if someone wants to get themselves the Highliner out of those 2 to get in before you do, they're going to get there. I don't think you're going to be able to stop that. So I'm not against Highlinering now. But it's kind of awkward. Do you really want to commit a ton of troops here? You could put in, like, maybe 2 more, garrison the rest, and just, like, you're, again, further shutting out the Baron here, who's just getting really third-wheeled here. It's a tough call. What other options do you have here? Haga Basin, maybe, for more spice, and with Signet Ring. What else do you have? You could go Hardy Warriors, maybe? To save the spice? That also sounds pretty good. You know, make a stand for the Alliance. Maybe look to duplicity later on if you need to. Conspire feels kind of, like, not great. I don't think I'd be getting involved with that. I've never seen so many people looking at other people's decks in a game in my life. Hardy Warriors also looks pretty good, I guess. I think both are fine. Holland's a bit more committing. But the Alliance is kind of waiting for someone to make a stab at taking here. Everyone's just kind of sitting at 2. And Highliners it is. We are going adventuring. Okay, so how much does Sychry want to commit here? 2 feels the minimum. But he has strategic push. Now, if you only put in 1 and hold fire, that's going to be looking very suspicious. I think you got to put in 2 here for just to, you know, I think just for deception's sake, I think you put in 2. And hold on to strategic push. Use it later. I don't like putting in 1. I think 1 looks very suspicious here. Yeah, it does put in 2. Ooh, puts in 3. Ooh. I suppose he knows that Bashar is in Hundro's hands and is conscious of this. And as such is deciding they're going to overcommit a little bit and kind of force Hundro to make a decision here. They've got strategic book as a backup if they really need it. Put in 6! Don't know if I'd go that hard, but okay. If Hundro wants to go that hard to win the combat, I guess the problem is you don't really want to get second. The water doesn't do a lot for you, and the spice is like, eh. So you're kind of playing for the win. Baron takes Saidina, as expected. Has got 2 more to buy. Liaison looks pretty straightforward here. I don't see any reason not to do it. Shock Trooper turns up here. Lots of combat cards. Very funky row. But Liaison looks pretty reasonable. You've got backup from Bond here, so takes that. Hundro is up here. So Hundro is going to retaliate with Signet Ring. He's just going to take the spice. I don't think he's going to commit. Takes... Oh, is he going to send in the troops with here, though? And send in all 4? This is a real escalatory race here. If he decides to get, like, fully invested. I'd probably be taking the cash. You want to pick up your High Council seat? I don't think the spice is that useful right now. You have Machine Culture, I guess. But I think this is about there. So here we go. Does he get in? He's going in. Hello. Wow. Wow. So that is an unbelievable commitment to troops. It's only being allowed to happen because Baron has nothing. Nothing in garrison. So these two are able to just take chunks out of each other. Tessie's going to feel... This is going to be brutal. Tessie feels like she's got a strategic push here. And Hundro's going to have 4 on reveal. This could tie. Tessie has 6 strength, 2 with sword, 2 with the and the other 2 troops gives 4 with tie. Depending that Hundred does not have a battle card, she might decide to hold off, concerned he's got further combat. But she can tie, might feel that it's a Hail Mary. You've spent this much, why not spend a little bit more and force him to spend everything to take this combat down? I think I'm okay at that. Guild Chief had been taken. Interesting choice. Obviously, eyeing up further shipping with reveals. Looks like is the plan. So here we go, Sychry. Do you empty the world into this and force a draw? Or do you not? It's not easy to find. I wouldn't be surprised to see a decline here. It does decline. Unfortunate. Would have forced a draw there. That would have been real brutal for Hundro, but decides against it. So be it. So, 3rd point for Merrlish. And we'll move on to round 5. The Siege of Arakeen. First city up for grabs here. Tessie will be up first. Tessie with not a great looking hand. Baron, one of his best hands so far in the entire game here. Wow, look at this. Look at this insane draw. Hundro's found Bounty Hunter, his ring, Bashar again, and Admin, which he just bought. And convince you, that's an insane hand he's found here. Pretty ridiculous. Instead of that straight off, makes total sense. Tessie's got 6 water. She needs to start using it. Really need to start making use out of this. I wouldn't mind seeing a research station for the second action here. Start using this water. It's a huge power you have over other people. Start trying to get that over other people. You know, wield it. Don't just have it sit there, do nothing. Like, physically take that strength to the board and put people under pressure here. Baron's going to take Spice and Signet Ring. Finds the Peddlers. Ooh, that's a nice pickup. You'll take that in this kind of water-deprived game. We're going to find something like that eventually. Hunter's up here. Hunter does not need to do anything particularly crazy here. He's going to probably want to try and keep on Machine Culture to try and pick up the endgame VP point, but he has to find 3 techs. And that's going to be difficult because he's using his Spice for shipping. So Machine Culture might end up just getting used for... I bet might end up just getting used for business. Finds Guild Chief Admin, Guild Administrator. That's not what he was looking for. I don't think that's what he wanted to find there. Might just start visiting Fold Spaces to trash cards. So I have no idea what we're going to see here. I suspect we will see a Fold Space visit at some point here. But we'll see. Tezia back up here. Does Tezia want to proceed? Not a great hand. This is why I like Recon here to Research Station. Get into 2 troops at the same time. A lot of action compression here. Also being tempted by just going Smuggling here. Smuggling can't be bad. Use Smuggling to take the Spacing Alliance, for example. And then you might just end up going High Council, potentially, as your third action, and it's just done. Not against that. Research Station is an option. I suppose, actually, yeah, it's just Smuggling. The fact you got Troop Transports, it's so powerful. I guess I'm okay with that. You don't have to use Diplomacy here. Smuggling is just as good. Plenty of choices here for Tesnia. Hard to decide what's best. Smuggling feels better the more I look at it. Is she going to go High Council now? Must be concerned someone else is going there. It looks like what's going on here. Yeah, worried someone else is going to get there first. So he's going to bank it in now. And kind of assume that no one else is going to smuggle here. Swordmaster for the Baron. It's a bit late. Again, Baron's kind of keeping his neck in this. But his late game is looking a little dicey. Hunter is going to Guild Chief Admin here. He's going to take the Smuggling. Probably won't trash anything here. Doesn't have to. But you're going to just trash Admin itself. Okay, fine. I'm not against actually trashing Guild Chief Admin here. I think this is fine. It looks a bit ridiculous, but you've got enough cards that do what you need to do, so... I think that's also stating you're probably never going for the Spacing Alliance. That's kind of declaring that a little bit. But I think that's okay. Tezia back up here. So Smuggling's gone, which is annoying. You've got to start using this water. Hardy Warriors, put in all 4. Siege of Arakeen, try and take the point. Maybe put in, like, 3, leave 1 back, so you've got some strategic push value, potentially. You've got to use this water, Sychry. I really think 6 water, like... You can't just rely on this being late game, constant research stations. You've got no infiltration. And people are going to start picking up water as well, and they're going to start blocking you. And you just sit there doing nothing. You've got to wield this. Famine Alliance is sitting right there as well. No one's gone for it yet. I really would like to see Hardy Warriors, like, 2 in, maybe 3 in, 3 in 1. I think that's what I would do here. But then I'm a pretty aggressive player, so... Does agree, does Sychry, by the looks of it. He's gonna agree. 2 is fine. 4 is unnecessary. Don't know if I like all 4 here. I think 3 is fine. 3 is enough. I guess you're concerned about Hundro. It's all those intrigues that everyone's sitting on is concerning Sychry here. He's a little worried. So rather than have 3 with 1 garrison and then try and catch him out to win, He's trying to put in all four to deter them from getting involved in the first place. That's what's going on here. I wonder if the other players might see through it. I wonder if Hundro might see through it here. Be interesting to see. Fold space to, yeah, this makes total sense here. Fold space, so Baron's finally, it's time to start stacking up troops here. He's going to start garrisoning. Finds the Svachyn Envoy here. That's pretty nice. What is he doing? Oh, with fold space. I was going to say, I was like, what the heck? What are you doing? Has to use something here. He wants to save favored subject. I think his plan is he's going to save... Oh, no! No, 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 no! Don't use it now! Oh, no! Should have kept that for a, I don't like that at all. You should use peddlers. Take the resource. No, favored subject. You save that. You go to, like, a deployment space, like Carthage, and then you bust it out for the extra troops. You send them straight in. Oh, I don't like that. Not a fan. Not a fan of that. That's a bit unfortunate. Would much prefer to see peddlers here. Like, what are you doing with peddlers? You're going to try and ambush straight flat in a couple of turns? Is that what you're going to do? Optimistic. Now, the garrison troops are in there, so players are going to know this and know Baron is now targeting the later combats here. Baron's had to kind of hold on for the time being. Kind of stay back. So 100's going to make his way to Arakeen here. Now, does he draw or does he trash? I expect we're going to see an extra draw here. I'd be shocked to see a trash. Really surprised to see a trash here. I think he'll take the extra troop. Is he going to get rid of convincing? I don't... Oh my goodness me. What? Wow. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a statement. He's going to war, is Hundro Moritani. Wow. Tessie Venice has 4 to buy. 1 short of Ixion, unfortunately. Imperial Spy looks pretty good. Gunfopter looks very good. I'd be very interested with Gunfopter here. Gunfopter in a free-player game, very nice. Just makes people really unsure how to combat against you. Even more than a 4-player, where it's like, yeah, so be it. Free-player game for PvP. Firm Grip turns up! Oh my god! Hello, baby Baron! He's gonna rapid mobilize to take the combat! Oh my goodness! And Baron surely just takes Firm Grip and calls it a day. Now, Sychry again can tie here with strategic push. Now, does he decide to do it this time? I have no idea. Decline the first. This feels a much more clear-cut time to deny the point here. Bad can be horrendous news for the Baron. Really needed this to get rapid mobilized and not win would be really nasty. Baron hoping that it's not a combat card. I guess he figures if it was a combat card, it might have already been played by now, like in the previous combat or two. Little does he know. It's just bad timing for the Baron here. There's no way to look at it. But I don't know, Sychry might hold on to it still. Decided against in the first round, but again, this is much more clear cut. Oops, by the way. Hundro just showing off he had Charum there. Finds Poison Snoop, but he would definitely take that. Now, Hundro Moritani cannot be getting involved here. He's just taking the cards and just garrisoning here. This will be surely a Poison Snoop. He's not first to act next turn. So he's going to feel like he has to use it. Secrets is sitting there. He's going to try and mess with people here a little bit. I don't know. This is a little risky. He's going to reveal. He's going to take the shipping. Obviously take that down. He's going to sit here with 4. Wow, interesting. He's not going to snoop yet. He's going to take a risk here. Oh, he's going to do that and use that to get the Charum shares. Okay, fine. He did actually show it, so I guess that meant he was planning to use it. He knew what he was going to do, he just hadn't done it. So 4 points for Merrlish. So Tessie is behind on points here a little bit. But Tessie with all sorts of potential. 2 alliances about to be taken here. So here we go. Does Tessie Avonius find strategic push for the tie? You come behind on points. You might feel forced to here. You're not getting the great value out of push. But it denies his rapid mobilize, which he was obviously counting on. Imperial Shot Trooper take for Hundro. Condro's getting ready for a fight here. Does Sychry find it? He's thinking. He's thinking about it. It's a tough decision. I think he's going to decline. Oh, he wants to play it. The players now know it's a combat. He finds strategic push. Forces the draw. Baron cannot do anything about it. That is... He's awful, awful news for the Baron. Really bad. I guess you could argue Hundro wins. Hundro wins the combat here. So 4 Slurry each for Baron and Tessia. Baron won't mind second place. He pays for opulence, so he might get the point sort of anyways, but you deny the initial one. Regardless. So that is that. So it is round 6. Raid stockpiles is up next. This is not going to be heavily fought over. Players are going to build up for the conflict freeze here. So Baron wants to start finding his opulence as soon as he can here, but he's got a 15-card deck, does the Baron, and that's a real issue. He needs to trim it down. It's way too big. Tessia also at 15, whereas Hundred at just a very slim 10 here. So both Baron and Tessia having some issues here. Tessia did pick up Guild Ambassador at some point, so she is going to be targeting this alliance. Here we go. So, it's Interstellar for Baron. Just to see if Hundro might consider blocking smuggling here. Poison Snoop will be played now. Finds his Bounty Hunter. He might trash that. I don't know. You go either way on the Bounty Hunter. Does trash it. Just trying to really thin his deck down now. Get to a few key cards. Bounty Hunter ended up doing nothing, by the way. He bought it, I think got like a reveal out of it, and has trashed it. Not a very good Bounty Hunter game, unfortunately. What a shame. I do enjoy that card. So, Hundro with opportunity. Hundro wants to use Sardaukar Legion's reveal effect. That is what he wants to do here, 100%. Is there a realistic way for him to do it this turn, though? I don't know. You could just go Wealth and just stock up on troops. I don't think you need to do reveal now. I think using Sardaukar for Wealth and start getting towards that point is fine. I see no issues with this. Looks like Baron is going to take the Emperor Alliance. Hundro reasonably likely to hold on to selective to the Bene Gesserit. Tessia will take the Fremen. Space Guild's a little bit up in the air. Tessia is still favourite. Especially with Guild Ambassador. I don't see how she doesn't really actually get that alliance over the course of it. We'll see. Hundred's going to open up with his Signet Ring, however. Okay. Just a smuggle. He's basically just gonna turn smuggling into an Interstellar. Okay, interesting. Prepping for next turn. Maybe eyeing up the training drones. A bit late in the day for that now, though. Really should have grabbed that sooner. Might just start going up and down. So Tessia has all sorts of good cards here. Lots of fun. I would be wanting to open up with Mentat. In fact, I would probably use Guild Ambassador for Mentat and just take the bump and take the Alliance. You could use your Liaison, I guess, but you want to try and remotely keep a chart. Well, you got so many cards you're going to use. You're never going to buy Spice here. It says he wants to buy Spice. I think that's what he's got. Like, you've got 9 reveal currently, so you feel like you've got to do it. But I don't know. The only way you'd be able to do that is Guild Ambassador. And you just use the bump to take the Alliance. Liaison's like you're trying to do both. But how are you going to find this bump with Highliner, with the Space Guild, without using Guild Ambassador here? That's the problem. I don't think you are. Unless you draw, like, a specific card here, I don't think you're ever going to pull it. I think I'd use Guild Ambassador for this. Yeah, he's hoping to get lucky. Hoping to get lucky. Doesn't find it. Nope. Nope, didn't like that at all. think and now you're kind of like in this halfway house. You're kind of short for Spiceless Flow. You don't have Spacing Guild to take straight away, so you're going to have to probably do that anyways. Now you're going to have to probably, like, tech negotiate for Guild Ambassador, which you didn't really want to do. Yeah, I didn't like that. I think Guild Ambassador was better. And it has not worked out either. You don't want to be results-oriented and say, well, they got Spice on it, so it was the wrong call. I just think it was the wrong call anyways. Alas. So Baron's going to start drawing cards. Finds Bene Gesserit Initiate. That's a nice find. Has Dispatching Envoy as well, which is always good. Picks up Recruitment Mission with the ring here. That's not bad. Treachery is in the Imperium row here. BG Manipulation's up. A lot of good cards here. No one's really been buying a lot of tech, so Ixen Engineer's kind of just sitting there, which is a surprise. Everyone's had other uses for their stuff. So, Steel Suits for Hundro. Yep, total sense. Pick up a water, put in a couple of troops. Makes total sense here. Tessie is up. So, yeah, so now Tessie again is in this really awful spot. Now what do you do? The only thing you could conceivably do is now you hit, like, Great Flat. And then you use Guild Ambassador to get, like, a better tech negotiation rather than just put him up there. Like, you feel kind of forced. Again, this is the problem. Now you're using Stilgar, you're not getting your Spice. This is the problem. By not using Guild Ambassador now, you've got all these kind of, like, compounding issues this turn. It just makes it really difficult to play now, to kind of get what you want. And I don't think getting Spice Plus 4 was that realistic anyways, unless you're going to go Research Station. That's the only thing that's still around. Unless you're going to go Research Station. Maybe go Great... Oh, but if you're going to go... Get it now. Okay. Go do it with Stilgar. Interesting. Signet Ring. Convincing found. Has 9 Persuasion in hand at this moment in time. So awkward, this. Baron will be up next. Baron has plenty of options, but only one action here. I don't know if you really want to get involved in the fight. I think going High Council and just taking that doesn't sound too bad. 100 does have 5 Solari, so you might be concerned he's going to go High Council. You kind of want to block them from doing that. Immediately, you could go High Council and then use Recruit Mission and get Treachery. You would have 6 Persuasion. And Treachery goes on top of your deck. You're guaranteed to draw that next turn, and that's going to be scary for everyone. I actually really like that. 3 on hand, 2 for High Council with the daggers getting there, and then Recruitment gets you there for 6. I think that's a really nice idea here. I wouldn't worry much about the spies. Like, having Treachery guaranteed next turn... Like, that puts everything in jeopardy here. That puts the Spacing Guild in total jeopardy. And that's horrible news for Tessia Vernius. Who, of course, wants the Alliance. What else have you got here? I don't think you got very much. I think it's the only logical, real play here. I think everything else kind of sucks. Oh, he's doing the maths. He's just doing a count there, and suddenly, that's exactly what's going on here. So, has seen it. Oh, we'll have 6 anyways, by the way. Courtesy of Minimic. But I would still use Recruitment and get it on top. 100%. So here we go. No further threat here. So Hundro is going to assume that Tessia is not going to get involved in this combat. And Tessia kind of can't, because the way she's kind of played this hand. It's really awkward. All the draw spots are blocked. You have no access to Selective. You can't get there. The most you can do is dagger to, like, tech negotiation? Which was horrendous. You've got 9 persuasion exactly. So, you've got to start making a decision what you want to do here. You could go Great Flat, but then again, you don't have 4... You cannot get to the Alliance with the Spacing Guild. There's no way to get it without playing Guild Ambassador now. So I think you have to just give up on getting hold of the Alliance Spice there and just play him and take it. Again, he should have done this already with Mentat, but this is the path you took. These are the consequences you face, and now you've got just this really awkward turn. Where you're kind of like in self-paralysis because you feel like you've got to get the Spice or Slow Point, which you do. Don't get me wrong there. Absolutely does. So, but now it's like, I mean, I would go, I would probably go Signet Ring to Great Flat. You want to protect the Spice Hunter. His Throwing Bond will give you a bonus Spice, so I'd use Signet Ring instead. And then go Tech Negotiation and do something with it. I don't know what. Do something. Tezzie's seeing that Treachery could be in the Baron's hands. He's a little concerned by that. Going Guild Ambassador now is not going to prevent him from doing what he's about to do. Yeah. Tezzie might feel they're unlucky. They didn't draw better cards, but to be fair, all the rest of their cards are in their discards. So if they'd have looked, in theory, you could look and work out what you were going to draw and be able to kind of calculate what you're going to get here. Yeah, see, now Tech Negotiation's getting played, and now it's like not doing anything really. You're just going there for a bump, which feels horrendous. Yeah. Amazing how that liaison decision early on has just completely compounded this turn. It's fascinating. Now, does Baron use recruitment to pick up Treachery? I'd love to see it. I really want to see him do it and just take it. And just take this by the scruff of the neck here. You can get it anyways, but you force it on top. And he is going to do it. Awesome. Really nice. This is good from the Baron. And now this is pressure. This is a pressure for a lot of people here. Mainly for Tezia, who's now in trouble. 2 alliances in danger here. See what that reveals. Reveals Worm Riders. A lot of value in Worm Riders free player. Very strong card. 2 for Hundro, who's going to take the Imperial Spy. Totally fine. Use it, dump it, get an entry, call it a day. Now, Tezia has 10 Persuasion, courtesy of the Tech Negotiation. So has a free action to do something. What do you want to do? You now know Treachery in his hand, so you don't want to be dupliciting away from like the Fremen or spacing. You want to keep that two space gap. You feel like you've got to do it. But are you just prolonging the inevitable here? What else do you want to do? You can't, you want to, if you're going to do anything, you do it with Signet Ring. But you don't have to duplicit. You're not obliged. You could go and deploy a troop here. You've got 3 swords in hand. Oh, they should have put Negotiator down. They never did that. This is true. So if you go Carfag, put a troop in, and you're 3 swords, that's 5 strength. Currently, you've got 2 and 4. Like, 3 spice and intrigue for 1 troop is pretty good. I don't see what else you're doing here. You could go Haga Basin, but I actually, if you're going to go Haga Basin, go Carfag. You save the water. They've both revealed. Are they going to play a combat card to win this and take it away from you if you put a troop in at Carfag? I don't think so. Unless you got, like, Tiebreaker. But I think Master Tactician... Oh, no. Oh, I really would want to have seen Carfag. Maybe concerned about letting people have the spice here. Maybe Tezzy's just figuring, I'd rather start getting the spice here. We're going to turn 7. Highliners are incoming here. Maybe that's what's going on. Does she duplicit? I'm actually okay with dupliciting 1 to take a double bump. Or to start taking bumps here. You know that Baron is going to treachery one of... Yeah, I actually like this. So I like this here. I think you're basically accepting that the Baron is going to treachery one of your alliances. And he's probably going to take it. And it's going to be difficult to defend both. So you might as well just give one up now proactively to benefit somewhere else and say, well, if you want to take it, you're going to take it. I think this is actually quite shrewd. Spiceless Flow is taken. 4 points for Tesia. So everyone at 4 points here as we go into the conflict freeze. This is where the game's going to get super, super swingy here. And that is going to be all for this one. So Hundra is going to get a very, very cheap win here. Free spice and the intrigue. Very nice. Couple of spice for the Baron for second. He'll be happy as well. What do you draw? Find Infiltrate. Ooh, that's a big card. Big, big card to find here. That is huge. Alright, conflict freeze begin. Here we go. First up is the Imperial Basin. Double points on the line here. It's been a pretty quiet game. Wow, Sidina finds for Baron as well, so he's going to want to hit Steel Suits with Peddlers to probably take a point there. Treachery, of course, we know. Firm Grip sitting there. Wow, this is a pretty nutty hand here. Hundro using Water of Life to draw a million cards. Tesia finds Guild Ambassador, but Alliance is in danger. Trying to offer the Fremen so it doesn't go for the Space and Guild. Kind of trying to dummy it. So I expect we'll see... interesting. He's going to go down, up, and then he's going to go back up again with the Spice. So 2 troops. Well, do you take the bump? Takes it the Bene Gesserit. Makes sense. Finds Counter's Dispensation. No use for it yet. We'll find his way to High Council, though, I would imagine. All sorts of cards here. I imagine Hundro is going to hit Wealth at some point. Probably a Diplomacy. That will probably give the idea that, whoops, he may have just shown Imperial Shock Trooper. Hope they weren't paying attention. Alright, well, this game could go anywhere here. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know what's going on here. 100 definitely has 5. Or Tesia definitely has 5. 100 definitely has 3. Don't quite know what's going on. Shrug. That's all I've got for you folks. Shrug. Right, Tesia's going to be up here. So what does Tesia want to do? If Tesia wants to cash out Guild Admin, she might think she's got to do it fairly soon here. I don't know if it's going to force an early reveal. Smuggling is an option here. Smuggling with Dune, or do you hold on and wait for the double bump? I think I would just smuggle now. Get him in. Yeah, that's what we're going to see here. Get the troops in. Take the bump. Now, it's going to be fascinating to see where the bump's coming here. All sorts of options. Could go with the Bene Gesserit to try and threaten that, although whether you believe it or not is another question. Could take it back with the Fremen, but I don't like that. I'd probably leave it where it is. Do you play defense with the Spacing Guild, or do you go on offense with the Bene Gesserit? Defense seems better, especially with Treachery. You know the Baron's got it, so he's going to play defense here. Gonna just try and make the Baron pay for it here. Baron's going to Firm Grip, however, probably, and that's going to be a problem. Probably Firm Grip with, like, Mentat or something. That looks pretty nice. Could also do it with Wealth, but, like, you don't really need the extra influence at the, at there. Does also have the Alliance as well, so might just keep it for the reveal. All sorts of options. Sidina, 2 Steel Suits is also an option. Using Water Peddlers to get hold of the point there. Although you're not doing anything else. You're just basically just getting a point. You also get the Fremen point, though, so that's not too bad. It's a tough one. It's a real, real tough one. I don't know what you want to do here. So the thing with free-player games, like, you tend to have more options than in a 4-player. So it can be hard to decide what you think is best. There's a lot more onus on the player making the calls, whereas sometimes in a 4-player, the tables kind of play themselves a bit. Treachery will be the open. And Treachery will go to Steel Suits. Okay, that's interesting. So Choo Choots will go in. Double bump with the Fremen. So we'll take command of chasing that alliance there. Gets Baron up to 5. Tessie has 7 spice, though. That's got to be a concern to players. They might be fearing Highlanders could be incoming at any point. We're into conflict freeze. Tessie can't get there as it is. Hardy Warriors? Oh, we can't get there. Oh, no, we can't. Maybe he was eyeing up Steel Suits. Could still Steel Suit with Infiltrate, but I think he's just basically looking at just Sardaukar and using Bashar and Imperial Shock Trooper to do the job here. Might just go Wealth. Take the point and just set up basically winning this combat and reveal, which is disgusting. Which is absolutely disgusting. He's doing some maths here. He's got 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 reveal for Hundro here. Unless he has 9 with the ring. But he's already used it. He's 1 short of Spice Must Flow, which is very awkward. Trying to think, is there a way I can manufacture it? I could get lucky at Arakeen. Selective breeding is also an option. Except it's with diplomacy. You'd have to trash something to get there. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to try to trash any of the cards that you're on your discard here. So that feels awkward. Man. The only Mentat card you've got is Sardaukar. Yeah, this is awkward. You kind of want to get Spiceless Flow here, but I think you have to prioritize the combat. If you've got to make a sacrifice, you sacrifice the combat here. Just trying to think of any way to make the maths work here, and the short answer is it just doesn't. I don't think there's any way to get there. Unless you went and got Spice and used Machine Culture to pick up, like, Spaceport. That's about the only other thing you could think of. Like, Guild Chief Admin to, like, Imperial Basin. And then use Machine Culture to pick up Spaceport. But that just feels horrendous. I think you just got to give up on Spice and Flow this turn and just focus on the combat and setting yourself up for the next couple as well. You know you can win this combat basically on reveal. So do stuff of the other things. You know, pick up points. You know, hit Wealth. Just hit Wealth with Diplomacy and just use Sardaukar Legion and Bashar and Shock Trooper to probably win this combat. I think that's all you really need to do here. You're going to have, what? 2, 3, 5, 8 swords plus whatever you put into the combat. You've got potential 14 reveal strength. Which is absurd. But he doesn't want to use Guild Chief Admin, though, for its actual command. He wants to keep that for the reveal. That's the whole reason he's got it is for the reveal. He's not interested in using it. He bought it for the shipping. That's pretty much it. So, it's kind of indecisive here. But I just think going Wealth cannot be bad. You get the point. You power up the Shock Trooper. You know you're going to be using it with your Sardaukar Legion. And just see how the game goes. You know, kind of see how people maneuver. But it looks like he's going to stick with Recon here. Is he going to go Arakeen and hope to get lucky? But then you're still in paralysis. If you get, like, your other convincing argument, which you can't do because you trashed it. Like, you've been trashing decent reveal cards, so it's hard for you to get Spice Must Flow. Arakeen is far from a guarantee to get there. Yeah, he's looking for his discard. He's realizing he's trashed, like, convincing and, like, guild admins and stuff. It's gonna be hard for him to get Spice Must Flows without going to Research Station. There's just no way for him to really make this work. And he realizes he's sacrificed. He's saying, all right, well, so be it. So Carthag, it looks like he's going to be. Picks up Tactician. Now, this is interesting. He can't use it. So, does he machine culture for training drones? Looks like it. Only option he has. So, training drones will be taken. So, Sardaukar Legion, I can only assume, is going to be used for wealth instead then. He's not going to use it as an ambush. He's going to use that to stack more garrison troops and then let Bashar and Shot Trooper do the job here. Looks like that's the way this is going to go down. So Tezier's up. Also, Hundred is concerned about Highliners. Although Tezier can't actually get there. Which is a problem. What does Tezier Vernius want to do? Treasury got used elsewhere, so you know that your Guild Ambassador Alliance is safe. You know you're going to be able to get some points out of that. But the problem is you don't have a lot of many other options here. If you really want to fight, you've got to go for Hardy Warriors. But there's garrison troops. It's going to be difficult to win this combat. So that feels pretty bad. Dupliciting away with from your spacing guild now that Treachery got used elsewhere makes total sense. And tech negotiation is going to be, is she going for flagships? Mirror quarters, I think I would preferably take. Oh, let's go in flagships. That's a committance. Wow. So that's 6 spice. Gets the flagship point. And she's going to be using Solari to get the troops in here. This is fascinating. Real brave move. Like, Memo Quarters looked a decent option. She decreased the Fremen! What? Unbelievable. I think Tezier is eyeing up Hardy Warriors. I think that's what's going on here. That's the problem. It looks so weird. Why would you not duplicate away from the Spacing Guild? What on earth? That's a bit of an interesting call. I guess he's that frightened of losing the alliance, but Treachery's gone. Wow. That is amazing. War Peddlers, yeah, has to do this. Has no choice. This will give Baron, he will get access to his... so he'll get the point for Sidena. And he's going to trash away here. So he's definitely going to get hold of Spice Must Flow. He's hoping to get hold of another card to use for something else here. To get his extra action. So Baron up to 6. Trashed whatever he trashed. Finds opulence, finds diplomacy. Wow, 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 wow. Baron Harkonnen, like, just hitting up wealth and taking 2 points. Wow, Baron's in great shape here. Baron's on 7. If he hits up wealth, it gets into 8. Firm Grip will reveal for 9. Oh, but Hundro gets in first and makes the block. Very nice. He had to do this anyways to power his shot troopers. That's going to be disappointing for the Baron. He's not going to get there. Has no way to make it work. So Opulent's not doing anything now. That is awkward. He can use Firm Grip itself, though. He has 9 anyways. He's got 3 from Tex and High Council. 2 convincing for 7. Opulent's 8, Diplomacy 9. So he could just use Firm Grip for just taking... just putting points on, maybe just using it to get hold of the Fremen Alliance. And he's going to get the point that way, I would imagine. Here comes Flagships. Flagships along with... Where did she go? Oh, she went Great Flat! Whoa! Okay! This is kind of insane play from Sychry. This asks further questions of why did you drop the Fremen point? Fascinating. Tezier just long balling this and hoping it's all going to work out here, but I'm not liking the looks of it. Here comes the Firm Grip. This will give the Fremen Alliance. He'll hit it with Mentat. Firm Grip will also work, so it will cost him 4. Again, he's doing some maths. Oh, finds dagger. Oh, that's not what he wanted to see. He can still get there, but that is not what he wanted at all. Well, he can still dagger to, like, as an envoy to do something, like secrets, I guess, but that's not what he wanted. So, Throne Alliance will be taken. That is secure. That's 8 points. He's going to reveal for 9 here. And all of a sudden, the Baron is, like, slingshotting himself into the lead. Now, Hunter's chasing. Tessia Vernius has no likelihood of winning this combat. It's not going to happen. Hello, 8 daggers. That's 14 strength. Here comes the Sardaukar Legion for a 22 strength. Don't think you need to put them all in here. That seemed a bit unnecessary. So 22 strength here. He might decide to pull a couple back, maybe. He can't win the game this turn. He's got to be thinking about next combat here, surely. Oh, I would keep one or two back. You've got Master Tactician. Tessia's got no... She's got no intrigues. Oh, why is Hundro committing so heavy? I don't like this at all. Oh, I don't like this at all. Point for Tessia with Guild Admin. Gets her up to 6. Tessia's in real trouble here. Oh, and he didn't even take his thing. So, takes the throwing point. It's up to 7 now. 100's going to get up to 9 with the win here. I still would put a troop back with... well, it's too late now. The Sychry's revealed, so it's a bit late here. But I really didn't like putting them all in here. I guess just wants to make sure the combat... Reckons he can take down the next combat as well and win the game. That's what 100 is planning on. He's planning on back-to-back wins. But needs victory points. If it's like Grand Vision or something, that's horrendous. Grand Vision would be a catastrophic combat for 100. He'd really struggle to make much use out of it. Is there any way for the Baron to get 6 Solari? No. So we are going to go another round here. Baron's... it must be on Baron. Is Baron's wondering what to do. He has a spare action if he wants to dispatch a dagger as an envoy. Does he bother? I would probably save it for next turn. He's trying to think, is there any way I can get 1 more point out of this? And the answer is no. There's no way he can get there. So he's just going to dispatch this, and he's just going to do... I don't know what he's going to do. It's just secrets or something? I guess he's going secrets. Like, what else is there to do? Unless you're going to hardy and, like, build up troops, but that seems a complete waste of time. I don't like this. I would have saved dispatch for next turn, I guess. I mean, somebody get lucky. That is not what he wanted. That is, that's a whole lot of nothing for the Baron. He will feel pretty bad about that. So, Spiceless Float takes him to 9 points. Hundro's going to be at 9 as well. Tessia at 6. But Tessia has a lot of points potentially to find here. Needs to get the Fremen point. Needs to find a way to get 2 points with the Emperor. It's going to be difficult to achieve here. 100's going to win this pretty comfortably. 5 spies for Tessia Vernius. So Tessia is going to be relying on Highliners here. Needs like Arakeen or Carthag and needs Highliners. It's as simple as that. Must find access there. Will she do it? Here we go. Oh, it is Grand Vision! Oh, that's horrendous for Hundro. That's the last thing he wanted, and it's so good for Tessia. But she doesn't have Highliner access, and oh dear, and no 2 water. Wow, it's all happening here. Okay, so what on earth do you do here, Tessia Vernius? It's a horrendous pull. It's brutal. Wow, still got hardy warriors? Oh my gosh, this is horrible. It doesn't have enough money for flagships anyways. Wow. Wow, oh wow. How does the Baron find a 10th point in here? Oh, he's pulled Firm Grip again. That is so lucky for the Baron. He's refound Firm Grip here. He's going to buy Spice. This is probably last turn. What a ridiculous pickup to find that again. Out of a 15-card deck, just bang, right back in his hand. That is gross. That could win him the game here. Hundro has no points to gain. The only thing he could do is go Imperial Spy with Wealth and threaten to win and Grand Vision. And just Grand Vision the Emperor Alliance. That looks like that's where he's going here. Also powers his Imperial Suit, which he's found again. He's found Imperial Bashat again. This is pretty outrageous. Baron as well is going to be able to get he's going to get shipping here. So we were going to bump. He's probably going to take it with the probably with the Baron's going to be eyeing up selective breeding here. Oh, there's Bene Gesserit here between Firm Grip and just straight shipping. Man, there's a lot happening here. Stilgar to Steel Suits. Wow. Tesia Vernius is praying for Research Station and Dreadnoughts. It's a complete Hail Mary. Here's the Memo Quarters pickup. Goodbye, Bene Gesserit Alliance. Hundro is going to lose it. Advantage Baron. It's the only... What? There's no way he finds it. It has to be that, right? Oh, but he's interested in Memo Quarters. If he just finds a bump with the spacing, it's a guaranteed point. And he takes it! He gets one more. This has to be the Bene Gesserit, right? It's the only logical place for it to be. So he's taken the guaranteed endgame point here of Memo Quarters. He's just going to bank it and call it a day. I think you have to challenge Bene Gesserit here. He's concerned about Grand Vision, but I think the best defense is a good offense. You can't defend everything here. Oh, I don't like that. I would have just challenged Bene Gesserit and said, what are you going to do here? Make life really difficult. Don't like the Fremen bump. I think that's... I don't like that at all. I would have just thrown just all the question at Hundro and make him choose. Don't just decide yourself. Force him to make a call with limited information. They're kind of like giving him less choices, which is almost better for him. Streamlines his calls here. Surely the Slayer will be taken, which will happen. This is going to be suspicious for players. They're going to be like, this is worrying. So Hundro gets like the worst combat he could have found here. Surely Imperial Spider well feels like an auto start here almost. But you have Infiltrate, so maybe you save it for later. Man. Ton of spice at the basin. You have... No one has access to Highliners somehow. No one has it here. Tesia Vernius is going to basically hit up Highliners with hit Research of Recon and just hope this works out. It's going to take the 4 spice. He still has no access of his own, but he's going to threaten it. Eyeing up invasion ships, maybe? I don't know. Options. Tesia has set up for this. It's all she's got. You save Fopter for later. Here we go. Can she dig away? There's diplomacy. Oh, find a dagger and convincing. It's still pretty bad. It's all or nothing with Highliners, but she now has a 4th point. A 4th Solari she's picked up courtesy. Oh! Oh, my Baron! Oh, no! By Baron taking the Solari from spacing, it's paid for Tesia's flagship! Can you believe it? Wow. Tesia Vernius is somehow keeping herself in this game here. Can Baron find a way to take the Bene Gesserit Alliance? I don't think he can. He was so busy securing Fremen. I think he's regretting it now. You don't know, why did I not just bump that and then just play Firm Grip and just take the Alliance? What was I thinking? Maybe he just felt that Hondro was going to respond. It was going to be a wasted bump. I don't know. He's probably wishing he had now. Wow, this is pretty insane. You can't, in a phone trip, if you take the bump with that, you can't also... What's he doing here? Is he mentatting? He's going to mentat and wait. Oh, he finds his Spice Plus spot. It's not what he wanted at all. Ooh, that's kind of not really done a whole lot for him. Bad pull. Back to Hondro, who has no access to do what he wants. He has infiltrate. He feels like he's got stuff to use here. There's nothing ready to infiltrate, though. Is he gonna... He could infiltrate thing. Here we go. Yeah, here's the wealth hit. Oh, he's conspiring. What? Oh, he's just putting troops in. He's just straight garrison. He's completely committing here. He's just going to throw in as much as he can and hope to win this combat and end the game. So he's going to have 2 for conspiracy. He's got 4 troops in. Objects will give him 5. A city's probably going to give him 6. He's going to have shot troop and Bashar, which is going to give him like probably about like 24 strength. Tactician gives him 27. Can that be competed with? I don't think so. If he throws everything in... Oh, he finds Guild Chief Admin. That's pretty nice. Oh, but he can't use anything. He's in danger of secret stealing here. Now, Tessia Vernius feels like she has the high line here. She's set up for it. She drew for it. But the reality is, it's not going to help here. Hondro just has so much firepower. And he physically can't use any of his cards. He's no ability to use any of them. He's looking at his initiate. I don't believe he can use that. No, he can't. Infiltrate is not usable. Agents don't block your agent space at the board this turn. You can't really use that because you've already used your agent. So I don't know if you can legally use them. I don't know. If they pose a question, I'll weigh in. I'm not sure if that's usable since you've already used your agent turn. It's a little dicey. We'll see if they pose some questions here. They're talking about it for sure. There's no question they are looking at it and saying, is that actually usable here? The irony is that no one is secret stealing, so I don't think it's going to matter. Although it kind of matters to Tessia here. Tessia's in a weird spot. Tessia, again, feels like she has the high line. But high line is no good for her here. I don't know. This is weird. I suspect I might get called in here, everyone. I wouldn't be surprised. It's one of those grey areas where you don't really 100% know. Like, I've seen people do that before, and some people have said okay, and some people say no, because you've already played it. I honestly don't know. I'd have to ask Paul Denon. If you're watching this video, and I know you have watched some of these episodes, please weigh in. We would love to know the answer to that. I legit have no idea if he can use Infiltrate after having already used your enemy agent. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure you can't just discard cards you don't want. So... Oh, Fez's mic is gone. It's all happening. But yeah, please let us know. Like, there's always a little bit of grey areas here. But the Infiltrate one is a funky one. It's also the other funky one is like, for example, with Full Scale Assault, you reveal it, you get the extra swords for each of your Dreadnoughts in combat. But if your Dreadnoughts get forced to retreat by cannon turrets, do those swords still count? Some people say yes, some people say no. Well, I imagine it looks like the players are going to just play on here. They're going to let Infiltrate go. Again, I don't think anyone was secret stealing, so it's not a big deal to the players. But if someone was eyeing up secret stealing, I think they might perhaps have made more of a fuss of it. but I don't suspect it's going to happen today. Does Tessia Vernius Highliner? You've set yourself up to do it. But do you do it? Do you think you can win? You've no intrigues. The most you can get is 16 strength, plus your dagger for 17, plus Fopter for 20. Is 20 strength enough to win this combat? That's what you must ask yourself. The problem is, if you don't do it, what else do you do other than secrets? Yeah, I think probably feels that she has to do it. Unfortunately, like, you've set yourself up to play it, but you just have nothing else in the tank, and Hundro is just going to take this down. It's very unfortunate for Tessia, this. Very unfortunate. Baron is going to start sending more troops in. Going for the double card draw. He's after... I guess he's after... I don't know what exactly he's after. Why not go Carthag? Interesting. Find Sayadina. Oh my gosh. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Has 15 persuasion, everyone. Interesting. Is there a way you can find more? I don't know. I don't see it. So here it all comes. Everything's going to come in here. Here we rock and roll. Diversion's irrelevant. Like, you could put in Bashar to use diversion, but there's no point. You can just use that to do it as well anyway. So they all go in. Diversion's used. Keeps everything safe. It doesn't matter. So Hundred's going to win the combat here. And Hundro is going to take the Emperor Alliance. Unless Baron Harkonnen goes to wealth with firm grip. That's all he can do here. He knows this is going to be lost, this combat. He knows it's going to be surely over here. Why else would Hundro throw in all these troops if he didn't have extra resources? You've got to suss it out as the Baron. Wealth saves his alliance. If he doesn't go to wealth, he loses the game. It's as simple as that. He doesn't go to wealth, he is out. But he sees 20 strength for Tessia. Does he think that Hundro has the capability of making that up? If he doesn't go here, he loses. Oh, he finds it. He saves the alliance. Too risky. I would just bump this, yeah. Finds quid pro... Ooh. Ooh, I could have some nice use. He's going to be eyeing that one up. Anyways. So, Hundro... Again, this was the problem with Grand Vision. Grand Vision did nothing for him in this combat. He couldn't do anything with it, which is pretty disgusting. So, 20 it is. And then Master Tactician will get over the line. No way. He ships with Guild Chief Admin. The game is over. I didn't even spot that. That's how little I used that card. I wasn't even paying attention to the fact he had 2 bumps. Wow. The match is over here. Who is going to win this, however? I don't know. Hundro. Oh, he quid pro quo with that. Oh, what a play. I didn't even spot that either. What a great find by Feztijn. This is going to be super close. There's going to be 10 here. Is that going to be it? Is Merrlish... Merrlish can't find it? And Baron's got memo quarters for the point? I think the race is run. He can win the combat, but he can't do anything with it. It's all over. Feztijn is going to win it. He's going to find his way to the quarterfinals. This is a pretty chaotic game. Everyone played pretty solid here. Final check for intrigues here. Merrlish finds nothing. Nor does Tezia. It is game over. Baron Harkonnen with Feztijn is going to win this with 11 points. He's getting quid pro quo. His final trump card gets him the win. Otherwise, he would have been at 10. So would Hundro, and Hundro Muratani would have won on tiebreaker. Quid pro quo for the win.
Oh,
thank you.
okay, Black. You saw it. You saw the intrigue at the end.
That's a pretty sick Joker there. Like I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that with the Spiceman's Flow spice and reveal. I didn't even spot that. And it's pretty sick as well because, of course, bear in mind, you lose this alliance, it goes to Hundro. Hundro wins on tiebreaker.
Yep.
So, pretty
I was
sick.
trying to defend it with the firm grip as well, but
Yeah, it was the only
my
play you had at the
attack-
time. You had no choice, but you found quid pro quo somehow, and it managed to get you through. So that was pretty sick. Very, very clutch.
Oh, yeah, some mistakes, but still a close game.
I think everyone played pretty fine here. Like, some people got a little bit unfortunate. I mean, Tezia's obviously like forced the high line here, even though it just feels horrible because you just feel there's so much strength
Yeah,
here. There's not a lot you can
exactly,
do there. But like, you got no other options here. It was a fascinating game. You know.
Yeah, I did some practice in the Discord, and I just found out that Baron with 3 players just seems so strong that I always had to pick it.
I mean, he's always good. Although,
Yeah.
like early game, he was looking dicey.
Yeah,
I have to say for
I
you,
had
like
some-
you had to come from behind. You know, it was looking very awkward first couple of turns. You've just been shut out of all the second places, so you weren't getting much from there. It was a
Yeah,
little
the
awkward.
clean block of blue was nice.
Yeah, Tezia and Merrlish are kind of shutting out of the combat and just fighting each other, and you know it's kind of the way it worked out. So, but no, it was a good game. I don't think anyone like made anything crazy. I was kind of
I mean, I
expecting
can't
like
Complain. I feel like I played as perfectly as I could.
yeah, you played pretty well.
Yeah.
That was so
You played
un-
very well and didn't
Yeah.
allow me to win any combat.
Yeah,
You were just like the Monopoly in the combat, man. I couldn't do anything.
yeah,
That's
pretty
what
much.
Hunter
Just
does.
Baron found like late game, just found the cards you needed at the right time.
Yeah, I knew I had Sayadina and Opulence, so I knew there were some points coming.
Yeah, to get both was pretty good. Although Opulence, you didn't even get anything from it in the end, anyways. It's just the kind
Like
of way
in the
game played
beginning,
out.
at the 4th or 5th round, I could pass the Swordmaster and buy Sayadina. I had plenty of water.
Yeah, that was a huge.
What do
I
you
was
think?
looking it up.
Yeah.
I was like thinking. I was kind of thinking like, do you make the reveal for Sayadina? It looks so good, like that because you've got both that and guild admin. It's the same situation.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you just pick up resources and you just cash them in like fairly regularly. But the problem is your deck was a little big, so you would have
Yeah,
struggled
very
to
big.
convert it
Yeah.
regularly. That was the
And
only
you
problem.
missed the last snooper.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it just
I
never got
know.
there. It was focused elsewhere. But there was
I
some.
didn't have many faction accesses.
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't find too many. Stilgar was about the only one, really. There was a couple other moments as well. Like, Guild Admin, you had that really awkward turn when you went, like, you took the Mentat with the Liaison, and the hand just got really ugly complicated. You've got to buy Spice, but it's like not much else you can do, and then you can't get the Alliance here without using Guild Admin. It's just can't, that hand was kind of like, I think it started to turn there. Because early game, you were looking pretty solid.
Yeah, and at one turn, Merrlish just blocked me. Here, he blocked me, and
Yeah,
I
the
couldn't
smuggling
do
block,
the
that was a good
damage.
play. That was a good
Yeah,
move.
that was good block.
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah.
That was a good cut in there because the troop transports is just devastating in the free player, really really strong. But he managed to sort of keep you shut out of it fairly amount. So you know, fair play everyone for that. But no, it was a good match.
I
You know,
feel for green, man. God
Fez
damn it.
finds his way through it, finds his way through the quagmire, and will make
Sorry,
his
man.
way to the quarterfinal. Playing, I think you're playing with Agent Zion. I believe you're in his group.
Ooh,
So that'd be,
I like it.
so I
The
think you're-
man of the battleship it is.
I think I think you're in in quarter B. Or no, this is wildcard F. My apologies. So you've got STD MTC, you've got free OBS, our highest seed, and you got patience as well.
Oh, patience.
You got
Nice.
patience as well, so it should be pretty good. But well played, everyone. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
someone had to win, which means two of you unfortunately had to lose. It was kind of one of those sort of matches.
It's all good.
You know,
Good
but
luck, Feztijn, in quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
good
I'm
sir.
devastated you're out,
Yeah.
Sychry, though. Like, I can't mask this. I'm absolutely devastated.
Sorry, I'm still feeling for green, man.
Here's my spirit animal and he's
Yeah,
out. Ugh.
No,
So terrible.
sorry, man. I will win for you, Merrlish.
I
will win for
I
you.
hope so.
Thank you.
So that's going to be all for this one. Thank you all for watching. As per always, this was a chaotic match, and I think the wildcards largely are going to be just these complete scrambles to try and secure first place. I think some honest assessment from the players of where they stood there. I think Fez maybe a tiny bit sheepish that he won, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Could look at that. But like Merrlish played pretty solid. Sychry started great, but just kind of petered out as the game went on. And Baron just found the moves and found the plays when he needed it at the back end of the game. And, you know, quid pro quo as well. Finding that was pretty nuts to get himself to winning this match. So thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves. We'll have more action from the Wildcards. We'll see you in the next conflict.